Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to pop on here quickly and do my final week 5 and 6 reflections of flight attendant training. I've been keeping these videos pretty short and sweet because I've been trying to film them while I'm currently in training, so by the time I post them I will have hopefully graduated training, and so you'll be seeing this kind of after the fact. So I haven't had much time to film, so that's why I've been super delayed in getting these out. So I'm a little behind on my schedule, my filming schedule. But anyways, so today's video I wanted to quickly go over my week 5 and week 6 reflections, and honestly these could be 2 separate videos because each week has been hectic in its own right. And apologies for the lighting. I'm filming when the sun's going down and I am in my hotel room, so I don't have great lighting right now, and I am very tired and I need to take a shower. And anyways, let's just start out with week 5. Week 5 was probably the most academically stressful, and that's because week 5 was a lot of our emergency drills and emergency equipment pre-flighting drills, as well as our final exam, exam 5, which was just covering a lot of topics. We had a lot on our plate. It was basically the most drill heavy week, and it's kind of your final drill checkoffs before you move on to week 6, which is your service flights and your operating experience flight, which is basically your first time operating in flight, and you shadow different positions, flight attendant positions in flight for the first time, and you have to have a minimum of, I believe, 5 hours by the FAA. And so anyways, you have to successfully complete that flight under the supervision of a check flight attendant, and then upon completion of that and graduation, then you are officially a qualified flight attendant. Week 5. Week 5 for me, I was doing a lot of studying, a lot of stressing. I knew my commands. I knew like the motions of what I needed to do. I know my emergency procedures, but for whatever reason, like day of drills and exams, I just freeze up, and it's something that I don't know if it's like an internal stage fright, because I feel like I've always had it and I push through it like you have to, but it's just always there, and I always get in my head about things. So I wish I would just allow myself to just take a deep breath and just perform, because you know what you know, and I just want to show what I know. So week 5 was very stressful, and thankfully I have an amazing group of supportive friends, so we were all cheering each other on, doing study groups, things like that to keep each other in high spirits and manage the stress amongst all of us. And so week 5 went well, passed all my drills, passed my final exam. That was relieving. But what was even more stressful for me, which I kind of alluded to in my week 4 reflection, was that me and 2 other women in my training class are looking to live together. And so I will be posting an apartment hunting tour vlog. I'm not sure when, but it'll be around the same time as these vlogs going up. And oh my gosh, Seattle housing is crazy. Long story short, my friends and I got denied an apartment in our 5th week out of 6 weeks of training. And mind you, me and these other 2 people live across the country. And so we were devastated to find that out. And we just fell in love with one place that we toured. And yes, it was top of our price range, but we figured we could make it work, and we were just gonna figure it out. And yeah, it was chaotic, and we weren't finding anything else that we were absolutely in love with, which was another issue. We were finding out that a lot of things we were finding online, when we would go see them in person, they were completely not what was advertised. And it's just scary for us because we obviously don't live here. We're not from Washington, we're not from the West Coast, so we don't know the neighborhoods. we don't have like a lot of connections here just yet. You know, we're just establishing ourselves. So it's just very chaotic and a very rough start going into that stressful of a week. And I mean, it wasn't until after like our final set of drills on Friday at the end of week 5 that it might have even been Saturday morning that we actually, you know what? No, it was Thursday of week 5 that I just remember checking my email and finally seeing like, congrats, you've been approved. And I was like, thank God, because my biggest fear was leaving training homeless. And everyone's like, oh, well, you could do a crash pad, you could do this, that, you could commute. And I was like, you don't understand. Like, it is, first of all, commuting is a full-time job on top of already having a full-time job in aviation. And for me, I just knew going into this that if I had to commute, it would literally be a coast-to-coast commute, which is the hardest kind of commute you could have, because just with non-revving and, you know, balancing flight loads, having no seniority again, like starting at the bottom, and like also it's still summertime, so summer flying is still pretty high flight loads. I just knew I had no chance, like especially being a reserve. I just absolutely knew that was not an option for me, and my other 2 friends understood that as well. So so week 5 was a stressful week. I have never been denied an apartment before until now, so that was like a reality check. Also, the income requirements in Washington are extremely high, and it's no secret that, you know, beginning flight attendants don't make a lot of money. And so, you know, all these thoughts are going through my head, like, can I even afford to live in my base? You know, like, I'm on the West Coast now. Housing is so much more expensive than what I'm used to, and thankfully I found 2 other people, so having roommates definitely has helped make it more manageable, but still, it was like a crazy reality check. So anyways, so that made week 5 really stressful, but thankfully it ended on a high note because me and my friends all passed our exam, all passed our final drills, and we finally got that approval after the denial. So we were like, whew, we can breathe now. But then week 6 came around, and week 6 was stressful in its own way, because basically end of week 5 is like, okay, you've proven that you know what you need to know. You have that foundational knowledge. Now go use it in the real world. And so week 6 was the beginning of the week. We all had our service flights where we shadowed a working crew, and we observed and participated in the service aspects of the flight. And that was really cool. We got to shadow different positions on, it was just turns. So it was, you know, leaving base, going somewhere, and then heading back to base. So you get to shadow 2 different positions and what they do for service. And that was an amazing experience. I'm so glad I had that experience, and the crew was fantastic. They were so excited for us, and it was just a really good experience. But it was really overwhelming for me, because I'm just looking at, like, I used to fly and do the same thing, but what I did was so different from my new airline. So for me, just seeing service done, it's like I understand the end goal, but seeing it done in a completely different way and so much more involved, and it was very overwhelming. And so thankfully the crew was awesome, and I'm just like, I know I'm prone to being overwhelmed very relatively easily, and I'm like, you know what, Becca, just take it one flight at a time. Like, learn something new every single flight, and you will set yourself up for success. And so that's kind of been my mantra, just learn one thing new every flight. I mean, more if I can, but you know, the goal is just like learn one new thing at a time until you're comfortable. And so that was our service flight. Then later in the week, this is where everyone's schedules kind of differed. So you had a service flight day, 2 classroom days, an off day, and then your OE day. Your OE is your operating experience, or some airlines call it your IOE, your initial operating experience. And so my OE was Wednesday. So I had my service flight, a day off, and then my OE. And I was very thankful I had one day off because some people's flights got rescheduled and canceled or delayed or what have you. And so their schedules got swapped around a little bit, so they didn't have as much time to study. But I'm really happy I had that one day off between, because I went into my OE and I'm like, you know what? I know what I know. I can't keep stressing something. I can't keep letting it overwhelm me. And I just tried to breathe my way through it. Thankfully, I had a classmate as my partner, and we both like paired up for our OEs. We were both successful. I had a very happy, positive outcome, and I felt myself already becoming a little bit more comfortable with the different positions and service and things like that. So yeah, we were successful. We passed our OEs, and since we're still in week 6, I'm doing this reflection a little early, but Saturday is graduation, and I'm just so looking forward to it. I have one more day of class, which is tomorrow, and then yeah, Saturday is our graduation. So it's a full day because we have to do base orientation, and then we graduate and we get our wings. We do our wing pinning ceremony, and then I booked myself my flight to go home. So earlier this week, me and my roommates, and also, I forgot to mention, some of my friends are also renting their own apartment in the same complex as me and my roommates. So there's quite a few of us in Seattle that are in the same complex, which honestly is reassuring to me to have friends that, I know and trust, and having them live near me so we can kind of look out for each other is very reassuring, especially since, I'm doing a cross-country commute, or cross-country move, I should say. And so that's definitely intimidating for me. And I know if you've been following me, you knew I was in Denver before and had a very small network established there. So Seattle is just a whole new ballgame for me. So anyways, yeah, earlier this week, we were able to get the keys to the apartment and, do our walkthrough, sign our papers and everything. We've got the basics set up, but we still need to get cable and a couple other things. We have no furniture, so it's gonna be a bare bones apartment for a while until we get settled. But we're just happy to have keys in our hands, so that way when we go home, we can take our time packing as much as we can for our road trips back. So week 6 has been very satisfying and just full of pride for myself and obviously my friends and my peers. It's like it's becoming official, and we're all just like really excited. We're also, I think a lot of us are ready to go home. I think we are really exhausted and just kind of want to like be with our families and decompress. So that's kind of where a lot of us are at. I've got 2 more days to go, and I'm just going to keep plugging away. I will give more updates as they come. I'm still not sure the order that I'm going to post the videos, because you are seeing these not in real time. So I'm going to probably schedule these out maybe like a week apart or something like that. So I actually have a peer of mine who is also vlogging on YouTube, and her and I, we've been trying to vlog together, but we just, our class schedules have not aligned. So we might try to vlog together tomorrow, but if that doesn't work out, then I don't know. Maybe I'll like link her down below or something, and the lights just went out. But anyways, yeah, if you can't tell, I'm very tired. I haven't stuck to my normal workout routine in the past 6 weeks, which is not like me. So I kind of feel like I'm ready to get back into the swing of things, back into the routine of things. I already have my reserve schedule for September. I start online on my birthday, September 1st, and September's gonna be a crazy busy month. I'm certain of that. But anyways, so that's been my reflections of the past 6 weeks of training. It has been such a different experience from my previous airline training, and in all the best ways. Like, it's just been black and white differences, and yeah, I'm just feeling really good about things. Yeah, I'm just gonna end this here. I just wanted to let you guys know that I survived, I thrived, and I graduated, and yeah, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to, I want to kind of do a montage of some snippets of my free time that I have had in training and some of the memories I've made with my friends here. And it's gonna be a little bittersweet going home because some of us are not based in Seattle. Some of my friends got based elsewhere, and one of my friends actually already got their transfer request for October. So we're not all gonna be in the same place, but that's okay because the beauty of this job is that you can pretty much go anywhere you wanna go. So I'm hoping to make a few trips to see my friends on other bases at some point in time. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. That was my week 5 and 6 reflections. This is the end of my, I don't know, my little mini reflection series of flight attendant training. Let me know if you guys want specific, like I can do a Q&A if you have specific questions you want answered regarding flight attendant training. Please let me know in the comments because there are so many videos out there that are full of advice and, you know, what to do, what not to do, and everything regarding training. Of course, I have my pack with me video. So if you did just get your CJO or you are going to a flight attendant training and you have questions on what to pack, definitely check out my video. I know it was a longer video. I am sorry about that, but there's just a lot of things to cover, and it's always when it comes down to packing, you realize how much stuff you need to like have your creature comforts and things like that. So anyways, check out that video if you are curious what I packed for flight attendant training. I think I am gonna do another video on things that I wish I had packed that I actually did not pack, or maybe I'll do a shorts video, so be on the lookout for that. But please let me know in the comments what any thoughts, questions, concerns you have. I know I've been MIA for a while, but I'm gonna get back into vlogging. Believe me, I miss it so much. But anyways, that is my update. I will be heading back to Massachusetts soon enough, and I really miss my dog. I've missed him so much. You guys know Cooper, he's my baby. I miss him so much. I hope you are well wherever you are, and I really hope you are taking care of yourself. You deserve it, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.